2022, what a year. Tons of stress, a lot of great times, a lot of amazing memories, a lot of perfect life lessons. It gave me a lot, it took some things away, but overall, I loved this year. It pushed me, it challenged me, but it made me a better person at the end of the day, and I just want to take the time to sit back, relax, and reflect on this year with you guys. Starting the year off, I didn't love the way I looked. I was 230 pounds and not in an aesthetically pleasing way, and I lacked confidence all around, so I made it my mission to get back in shape, especially because I knew I had to be Jesus in April for a church play. I wanted to compete in a bodybuilding show, but because of the travels this year, that goal got a little misconstrued, but we're gonna come back again 2023 super strong. But then after that, we started the year off by going to Texas to visit Ariel. I went with Peter. You guys saw the vlog, and that was like a precursor for what was to come for this year. I just didn't realize it at that time. But it was a great trip. It was awesome seeing everybody, seeing them, and just making great memories. There was just so many laughs, so many good times, and it was just a blast to be around Ariel, seeing her again, and spending that quality time, because it'd been a few years since she's gone to Texas, we've seen each other. And it was around January where I kind of lost my creative outlet. I had to stop woodworking just because things were getting too hectic and I couldn't have any time. I had to just finish up my last project for myself, and I lost that creative outlet, but thankfully I had a podcast with my friends. And started getting more and more tattoos because our time was free and just have to be expressive somehow, right? But we continued on the weight loss journey, started to see a lot of good progress working with Dom. But then in February started my travels. I got down to Tampa on Valentine's Day. I started seeing the city of Tampa, other cities within Tampa that were great. I even put myself back out there beginning to interact and talk with new people, and took that risk in terms of the relationship side of things. But that's what you have to do. You have to get back on the horse sometimes. But anytime I came home, I made sure to see all my friends, and I got to see some really interesting places throughout Florida, like Hulk Hogan's store, and got to eat some really good authentic tacos there. And I went over to Fort Myers to see my aunt, and just experiencing the work life in a different way by being in Florida. Unfortunately, I missed a lot of important events for some of my friends. Jordan becoming a credentialed pastor, which was really tough to not be a part of. And the guys made sure I was still there, even though I wasn't. And then we had one of our first weddings in March. Congrats again, Miranda and Sam, on your wedding. It was awesome to be a part of. I appreciate the invite. We continued on our journey to make sure we were staying in shape and getting back to where we were. We were getting some strength back as well. Being able to manage to hit 455 again on the bar. Seeing Ryan and seeing the guys whenever I was home. It was just really good way to stay centered and to feel connected even though I was gone. And, continuing the podcast with all the guys, Jordan, Aaron, and Anthony, was great. And come April, we were getting ready, full Jesus mode. The beard and the hair were bigger than ever. I was traveling back and forth like Monday through Friday, being only in Michigan on the weekends to get ready for the play. And it turned out really great, and I appreciate everybody's help and everybody being patient with me as I had to do those difficult travel days, and everybody was really calm and just patient with me. So I appreciate that, and I'm happy with how it turned out. Then we chopped the flow up, hit the mullet, because we were standing out and being obnoxious. And Ryan and I were for sure there when Miguel Cabrera hit his 3,000th hit. We added to the tattoo arsenal quite a bit I had to take like 2 months off from getting tattooed, so I came back in full force. We started working on the right sleeve. We finished up the left sleeve, and come May, we were finally hitting our stride with looking the way we wanted to. We went to Iowa. It was an interesting trip, but took a lot away from it. And we just learned and kept exploring the city at this point of the year, just seeing different parts of the city, meeting new people, and then obviously continuing to upset my mother by adding more and more tattoos to my body. Like I said, we were on a mission, especially because at this time, the idea of selling my house was becoming more and more prevalent. I had saw Top Gun like everybody else and naturally had to shave in my mustache with the mullet because it's necessary. One of the first times getting to hang out with everybody and just having a great time, doing a pedal pub and surprising my family by going to visit them. And I got to mark off a big checklist item for me by going to the Stanley Cup playoff in June. And then I saw the craziest wrestling that I've ever experienced in my entire life with Ryan and Anthony. I still can't believe that's real. It just felt like a Twilight Zone. But then early July, I said goodbye to my house, which was a huge part of my life for 5 years. So it was very emotional for sure, but I'm very appreciative of the time that I had there. And, you know, Peter has it now. And then came 4th of July where Christian and I almost died. We allude to it a lot, but you can see this insane firework display we had ready to go. I had to get the neighbors hyped up in the only way I knew how to, using a megaphone. And then shortly thereafter, we almost died. So, you know, that was really bad foreshadowing on my part. The year we planned the best and like had it all ready to go was the year we almost died. But hey, the key word there is almost, and you know what I say, it's good for the plot. Then life continued to get a little crazier. Like, you know, the first 6 months were a lot, and then the last 6 months it went overdrive. I got an apartment down in Florida. I had to barely survive getting a couch into my apartment. Started to furnish the apartment, coming home every 2 to 3 weeks and only being home for 7 to 10 days. We got rid of the mullet because everybody and their mother has a mullet in Florida, and we like to stand out, obviously. And plus we had the hair modeling gig with Ace Heiko, which was a great experience, and you guys saw that vlog. And then we were finishing up the right arm. Steve, again, is the absolute man when it comes to tattooing. I just love his work. And then we had Anthony's bachelor party. Having Dakota in town and just getting all the guys together was literally such a blast, and it was one of the highlights of this year, without a doubt. And then, you know, I had to show Grandma all the tattoos I had gotten, and she was not very happy, and little did she know I had more and more to come. A friend of mine, Corey, moved down to Florida as well, so now getting to connect with him again. And we just kept pushing and pushing in the gym and tried to progress as much as we could, but we definitely, I feel, peaked come May of this year in terms of how we looked. But I have the opportunity now to work with Raw Nutrition, which was really cool, and I really appreciate that. And don't forget to use code CHICO10 for all your Raw Nutrition product needs. We had our second bachelor party for Brandon Simmons because Brandon and Sophia got married this year. We did some paintball, some Top Golf. It was just a great time. We continued to add to the tattoos to further disappoint both Grandma and my mom. And my mom then, set me up to get another tattoo, so she didn't even realize it then. And then we had the second wedding, the first one I was in within a month. Anthony and Brianna got married, and it was just a beautiful wedding. It was so amazing to be a part of. I'm just so grateful and appreciative that I was able to be there for them. And then we continued on the content grind, making any different videos that I could think of, working with Jordan, anything kind of outlandish. It was fun. And obviously I've missed Blue tremendously throughout this entire year, continuing to push in the gym as much as I possibly could. And we even, continued to push further into modeling, and it was a great time. And I got to surprise my aunt and Aaron that weekend by coming home for Aaron's bachelor party for my aunt's birthday. And then we started on our leg tattoos, again, much to my mother's disappointment. I got a shattered glass table that has never been more broken just in time for my dad and Christian to come down to Florida. We continued to push as much as we could, and it was getting to be early October, so it was getting colder out. Still seeing Christian all the time, seeing Randall. Then we had Brandon and Sophia's wedding, which was amazing to be a part of again as well. And then the third wedding within a month that I was in was Aaron Shorts and Christina's. It was a great time, great memories made with so many great people. And I just feel honored that I was able to be a part of it. And then came Utah, the trip. Easily my favorite moment, seeing fitness culture, going to 4 out of the 5 mighty national parks, going to state parks, going to Vegas, and just kind of doing it all alone to kind of like almost reinvigorate myself and find myself and continue to push myself and stay on track with the gym as much as possible, and just taking in so many sights and sounds and amazing memories of meeting Stephanie and John. It was just like such a great time and such a great trip that'll always hold a special place in my heart. And then shortly thereafter, we got home and started to launch the No Shot podcast, #1 comedy and entertainment podcast in the world. We added to the authentic cowboy look by getting an authentic cowboy hat, We traveled to North Carolina this year for a team meeting for work. I met up Christian there. Then next thing you know, it's Thanksgiving, and I was down in Florida for Thanksgiving, getting to spend amazing time with my grandparents, my aunt, my uncle, and it was just an awesome time that will hold a special place in my heart for sure. Continue to push in the gym, helping Christian get the house done as much as I could. I wasn't around as much as I would have liked, but it is what it is. And then we have Cancun, which is the trip we just finished up recently, which you're gonna be seeing all the vlogs for. Christmas Eve, more tattoos. Just the theme of this year was for sure tattoos, family and friends. Like just making memories that last a lifetime, continuing to be with the people that I love the most and that help keep me centered. And there's no other way I would have rather had this year go. Through all the highs and lows, all the stresses, it's been a blessing. And the thing at the end of the day is, even if things don't shake out with certain people in your life or like certain chapters of your life close, at the end of the day, everything's used and made to ideally make your life better. And if at the end of the day, you have people who love you that are surrounding you, you know, your friends, your family, everything else will just kind of work out in the end. And God always provides at the end of the day. That is my 2022. Tons of traveling, tons of tattoos, tons of memories made, so many friends and family, and it felt as fast as this video was. It was a whirlwind, but there's no other way I'd rather have it. This year will hold a special place in my heart, without a doubt. I feel like it really helped me grow as a person, as a man, and you know, in my faith as well, because some days that's all I had to get me through some of the toughest times, and I'm grateful for it at the end of the day. I would run it back the same way, except maybe I'd make some of my tattoos bigger. Sorry, Mom. I hope everybody had an amazing 2022. If you didn't, you know, I'm here for you. Reach out, and I know 2023 will just get better for you. And I appreciate all the support, you know, like being back on YouTube consistently has been a lot of fun, and I appreciate everybody I have that's here supporting me, liking the videos, watching the videos. It's been great. I'm just so grateful. I'm so appreciative of this year in general, and I look forward for what's to come. You guys are the best. Thank you so much as always for watching. Please drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn on your post notifications, send the video to a friend for the last time in 2022, and I will see you guys in 2023. I look forward to it. Don't forget to have a great day or night. Don't forget to keep God number one. God bless. See you in 2023.